You know, Nikayo, I love being a part of the Christian community. Whoa, what the hell? Who the hell are you guys? And where's Nikayo?
Stop right there.
We've come to stop you from making a grave mistake.
What are you talking about?
Your video.
My video? You came back in time to stop me from making a video?
There's much more than that.
When you post the video you're about to record, it leads to massive controversy.
You blow up, and wars break out.
You've gotta be kidding me.
It's all true. We've come to change the timeline.
Well, let's have a discussion then.
Time to save the future, boys!
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Undercast. Today, I'm here with...
My name is Kyler.
Al?
Stop right there!
You've met this one before. And, we are going to be doing a part two. A part two to our original views on the LGBT community. Al's got a little dotted list here for us to start off on. And, Al, would you like to start us off with the first topic that you would like to discuss?
So the first thing that came up in your guys' podcast was the gender spectrum, I guess.
Okay.
What I remember is that you guys were kind of like, it's not, and I agree.
Yeah, we were a bit confused about that because
Wait, you mean there's only two genders?
yes, that's what we were saying.
Interesting.
We were saying that there was only two genders, and it's male and female, and then there are people. You know how you have like the empty gas meter on a car? It goes. it's like that. You know, people are like somewhere in the middle of like boy and girl, and me and Nikayo.
There's some like name where it's like you're straight but you're like highly feminine. I don't know what it is though.
You mean just being
Gay?
feminine?
Just being feminine.
Just being gay?
No,
What?
there's an actual like
Flamboyant?
Flamboyant.
No, it's
Yeah.
like an actual name.
Flamboyant is the
Oh,
word.
so like
I think it
they
is
made a
flamboyant.
gender.
I don't know if it's a gender. It's like it's like I like women, but I am extremely flamboyant. Like I might as well be a woman, is what it really is.
You mean
Flamboyant?
cross-dresser? I don't know.
Transvestite?
It's
I
like
don't know what else you mean. I might as well be a woman.
It's like
I
hey
don't know.
sister, like he snapped his
Like
he snapped
I don't know.
I'm not even entirely sure. what
I'll
you're
figure it
talking
out.
about.
So gender as a spectrum. Stop. Gender as a spectrum. Tyler, your thoughts?
No, it's male and female.
Thank you. Shane, your thoughts?
Two genders.
Two genders. Al, do you have any opposing opinions or agreeing opinions?
So I've got male and female, and then I've met a lot of people that say there's lack thereof. I don't believe there can be more than one, like, you know, the whole fluid thing.
Right.
I don't think that, like, applies. What I do think is that gender expression is a spectrum.
Now
not
what's
So
gender expression?
So essentially, instead of labeling yourself, so there's this thing some people made up called like demi boy or something.
I've heard that. Yeah,
Wait a
demi boy,
second.
demi
Yeah.
girl.
So it's like it means. So like I guess demi boy is like a boy part of the time. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think that instead applies to gender expression, which is instead just how you express yourself, like what you wear. I
Okay.
don't think it should apply to pronouns or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I believe maybe. I think I got it.
So instead of like being like I'm a demi boy, it's just like more like a tomboy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a girl that dresses more
Yeah, exactly.
like a
But
boy.
that shouldn't-
And
Presents
acts.
more masculine.
Yes.
But there's nothing wrong with that. I think that there's no reason to like give it a
Label
whole.
it
Yeah, the
ass
point is,
name.
if you dress like a tomboy, you shouldn't call yourself.
a guy.
But if you were to identify as a guy,
If you were
that's a different
identified as
It's
a
a
guy, but if
different
you just
thing.
dress like a guy, that doesn't make you a guy.
I
Like,
think,
is Billie Eilish have a penis? Like, what?
Oh my god.
I've actually heard a theory about that. I've heard
No.
no, not that Billie Eilish has a
Oh,
penis.
okay,
That
I thought-
William Eyelash actually. No,
William Eyelash.
no, Billie Eilish dresses like that so that she isn't overly sexualized or
Yeah,
anything.
I saw that.
That's
But
fair, but I
what
feel
were
like
you-
you're just. She goes from like being attractive to being like, what are you doing?
I
It's
think
not
that's the
tr-
point.
I think that
That's the point.
I
of her
know,
clothing
but it's
style.
like. Sorry.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry. You were gonna say something, and then we got off track. And that's kind of how
Talking
the
about like
podcast
demigods or
works.
something like that. Or...
Yeah.
Demigods, slightly
No,
different.
it was Percy Jackson.
Oh no, I don't remember.
What was the next
Gender
one?
expression?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Oh, I think we were talking about being gender fluid.
No.
That was earlier. We're lost now.
Yeah,
That's
It's okay.
Do you remember the beginning of my sentence?
no.
It's fine.
I'm not going to be.
I don't even
Okay.
know what you're talking about
I guess the only thing to do then is to move on to the next topic. I'm sorry. We were going somewhere. Lack of gender? Was that what we were talking about? No. Tomboy? Dressing as a. We're getting there. We're coming. It's,
we're getting there. Oh,
Oh, we were talking about.
okay. The difference between like being a tomboy and being a tomboy and identifying
As a
as
different.
the
as,
other
a,
gender
as a guy.
is
Okay.
dysphoria.
So, I think we all got to that point at the same time because we all were like,
We were like, whoa.
Now, for those who don't know, what is dysphoria?
So it's like the general disconnect between your biological sex and then your gender identity.
Okay.
So
is that a mental illness? Because people call it mental illness.
it was. But there's so much stigma between like calling something a mental illness. Like you're like, that's a mental illness, and everyone's like, no, you can't say that. Like that's offensive. I don't think it is. No, I think personally it's a mental illness.
Well, that would make sense. Right?
That makes HRT, hormone replacement therapy, and like all of this other shit, like sex changes and stuff, that makes it a medical thing to alleviate dysphoria, a mental illness. Like, you know how you take antidepressants to get rid of depression? It like gets rid of all of it.
You take the hormone stuff, and then it gets rid of dysphoria.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. So
It's like an antidepressant.
it's like a mental illness, but not in the sense that it's bad.
Stigmatized
Exactly.
as.
It's
yeah, because
it's
like
peop-
everyone hears
yeah.
mental illness, but also I forgot to continue my sentence with that. They don't classify it a mental illness anymore because I think it was because of all the stigma.
It
or-
was because people perceived it as offensive.
Yeah. I
Okay.
Think
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. What are your thoughts?
That's really interesting.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think people are, I would say, slightly oversensitive about it. For it
I
to
would
not
call
be classified
people are
as
heavily
illness.
oversensitive about like
Mm-hmm.
90% of the world's thing. I mean, this is slightly off topic, but the Steve Carell said they wouldn't do an Office remake because people are too sensitive and they can't handle
Right.
the jokes. And if people can't handle things anymore like they used to, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's not even like with just people's emotions. Like I don't want people to think they're like, oh, I'm too sensitive now. But like, it's like with everything. Like they're starting to take stuff out of playgrounds because they're like the teachers aren't watching the kids close enough. They're getting hurt. Like that's part of being a kid.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get hurt.
But,
getting
like,
hurt is-
Everyone's too worried about everything anymore.
I mean, don't kill yourself, but you get a
No,
scrape,
yeah,
you
exactly.
get a
Not
scrape
clear.
on
You know
your
what I
monkey
mean?
bars,
But
though.
like people weren't like dying at an alarming rate because of monkey bars back in the day. Like
I
it's just kids
think-
getting hurt now.
We need to test intelligence before people can procreate.
I don't think there's a proper test
Yeah,
that we can
like,
make.
I don't know about
I don't think there's a
IQ
proper
test.
test we can make
IQ test.
It's like
to
before you
gauge
can
intelligence.
procreate.
You can't test a fish on its ability to climb a tree. You know. It's,
Yeah, you can.
You want to bet?
Throw it up against a tree. If it goes up, it goes up.
No, wrong.
How would you do it?
You're giving it an advantage by throwing it.
Hey, little buddy, flop your ass to the top. Flop your
You're
ass to
giving
the
it an
top.
advantage, and that's not fair.
yeah, that's true.
So what's
But that's
the-
really interesting.
I
didn't-
have zero knowledge of anything like this because no one in my family, no, they're not like kill the gays, but no
Yeah,
one
I
is
know.
like informed over there.
Well,
That's
you're-
why I'm here.
Well, your father actually was the one that told me he wasn't. he didn't quite know how he felt about transgender because it's a confusing topic for him.
It's really because
He-
you weren't. I mean, it's the same way for me because I'm like the byproduct of him, kind of somehow.
But
and,
he's the one that told me that you're born. There's an argument that you're born the way you're supposed to be born in God's perfect creation and all that. And there's also the
and then you're changing it and like ruining the.
No.
well, no.
That's like the original argument.
Yeah,
But then,
and then one of his arguments was, or one of his thoughts that he told me was, well, there's stuff like birth defects,
Right.
mental illness and all
chemical
that, and
imbalance.
that's not good. Satan came and ruined some of God's creations, and that's kind of
Pathetic.
and God's or your father, they're like the same thing. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, what?
your dad's small G. Well, on your
Yeah,
dad.
that's what he said. Small.
And he said, so what if being born the wrong gender was just a birth defect?
You
And
said
that's very interesting.
born with it like the different because there's like different like a male brain and a female brain.
yeah,
See,
it
that was
develops
the thing.
differently. It's
Like
kind of
different chemicals.
That's
or-
why a lot of people say girls are more mature when they're younger.
Well, they
Right,
hit
well-
puberty first.
Right. So
Yeah,
my dad
that's-
always, my dad told me that he heard from someone, or I don't know if he just knew this, but like girls are easier in the beginning but harder in the latter, and then like vice versa for boys or something like that. It's where like boys are harder in the beginning and then easier when they grow up, and then girls are harder and are easier in the beginning and harder when they
that
grow
just
up.
has a lot to do with how
They're raised.
no, like how boys and girls learn differently. It doesn't. I haven't done a lot of looking into the whole like different brain thing, but like I know there's like research behind it of it being different. How brains develop differently in males and females, but sometimes it's like developing differently in like the other sex. Do you know what I mean?
So like a male's brain will be developing as if it was a female's brain.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
then
okay.
it's all not the same as a
Interesting.
different male. I guess I don't know.
It's interesting stuff. I'd never heard of that.
My,
I didn't
my-
know.
My father told me to hate the sin, not the sinner,
Yeah.
which makes complete sense to me.
Hate the game, or yeah, hate the game. No.
I thought you were saying hate the gay. I was like,
Hate the
let's do that.
gays.
Party.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
hate
what-
the sin, not the sinner.
Yeah. What's the next topic? Because I think we've covered that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you have anything to say, by all means.
I was thinking about it, but I probably shouldn't because I feel like I'd probably make some people mad.
You can edit it out.
You could say whatever you want. Like controversy.
if
is
you're
good.
too sensitive, click off.
Okay, so circling back to the dysphoria thing, do you like kind of know what that is?
Yes, you're.
I'm not happy with
Yeah,
I'm very bad with words, but I know what it is.
yeah, it's kind of like
I'm very bad with words. Ironic. I want to be a rapper and I can't verbalize, but I know what it is. I just can't
Yeah.
say it.
So that essentially, there's a huge argument in the community currently.
The LGBT community.
Yes.
What other
The-
community?
the-
What other
The
community?
Earth
We're talking
community.
the Earth community, essentially, kind of, but
Ecosexuals, right?
This is a
that,
peace
that's
offering.
so weird.
What the hell?
Anyway,
You bang
there are
trees.
people that believe.
Isn't that weird? Like you have sex with the earth, like
Yes.
to help with climate change.
Yes.
Yeah, if we
Anyway.
sex the bottom, we can help the top.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's how it works. Anyway,
Biology 101.
controversy about dysphoria in the community.
The argument. So it kind of goes back to the difference between being a tomboy and then identifying differently. But some people will be like, I'm a dude, you know, and then not have dysphoria.
Me too.
Me too. But the whole point of dysphoria is like you need it to be trans. So there's two separate groups. I feel like this is kind of like fruitless, but I'm just telling you.
No, I don't think it's fruitless. I think it's very informative. I think
Educated.
yeah, you're educating. That's what we're doing here.
Don't
we're
know,
educators.
Don't know anything.
I consider I consider myself a teacher. Anyway.
Mood.
Why
So
does teacher always hit me?
Hmm?
That's the thing.
Did you
What
just
were you?
did somebody?
he goes, why does the teacher always hit me?
I can't
Dude,
answer
maybe the
that.
teacher's your dad.
Oh. I need to
Okay,
beat that.
off topic.
So, you need dysphoria to be trans.
Mhm.
We were
There's
there.
2 separate groups. There's a group called Two Cutes, and there's a group called True Scum.
Wait, so
Is it like chaotic neutral? And
true cutes and two
No.
scum?
Two Cutes, Tucute,
Is it
and then True Scum, TRU.
Is it like you
Cute, True, so too cute and
Too Cute,
True
True Scum.
Yeah. Can
Okay.
you elaborate? I don't.
Too Cute people are like the kind of people you see that are like, I'm trans, don't have dysphoria, don't want to, like, it's fine if you don't want to, like, transition, because sometimes people just hate the effects of that.
right. I know there's I've
you
I've
can-
heard that there's a high suicide rate within people that actually do go
Yeah,
through.
I think it has a lot to do with the Too Cutes, though, because a lot of them will use the resources, use the HRT, hormone replacement therapy, get sex changes, and then they're like, now they have dysphoria. now, so take a
You've
female,
been diagnosed yourself.
take
They-
a female Too Cute. They take testosterone, have a sex change, do all this shit, get top surgery. They cut their tits off.
Right.
Are we talking for going female to male or male to
Female
female?
to male.
Okay.
And then
Well, guys don't cut their tits off.
Well, I mean, dude, I was making sure. That's a good point.
And then they're sitting there and they're like, they have facial hair and they're like, their voices are a lot deeper and they're like, I'm not happy anymore. Now they have dysphoria. 'Cause
So
they're
by-
like, they were cis. Now
And
they've
So
transitioned
now
to
you're-
something they don't need.
So by pretending to be to have dysphoria, they've given themselves dysphoria because
Yeah.
of the change.
From what
That's
I've heard,
Oh, go
there's
ahead.
2 groups. Transgenders and transgenders.
Yeah,
Transgenders.
they're called trans trenders also.
Oh,
Whoa.
Because they're
okay,
like-
yeah.
they're like-
transgender, trans.
Trending.
Trenders.
The rapper. Trans trenders. So they're basically the people that are like, being trans is quirky. They're like, I'm too cute to be cis. You know what I mean? They're like, down with the cis people. Like, those are too cute.
is that like cis white man? Are you saying cis or cis?
Cis.
What
C-I-S.
the hell is that?
That means you're not trans. You identify as the
You're a
gender
cis white man.
that you're
So-
sexualized with.
So you're a female, but you identify as a man, but you're not going through with the whole like.
No.
No.
Cis.
I said
You,
us.
me, you and
us.
me, we're cis.
Yeah.
Penises.
Yeah. That's
Sure.
Put in small boy terms.
Yeah, you're cis.
people that are okay with being the gender that they were born.
Oh, Marty.
So, Barney.
That's a bad thing to be, apparently, according to some people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, see, that's the two cues. They're like, down with cis people, like, you know what I mean? And then there's True Scum, which I am, who thinks you need dysphoria. And it's essentially just like, two cutes, stop ruining the community, please. They're the people that are like,
Galaxy genders and whatever.
Yeah,
Oh
They're the
no!
people that are like doing all this stuff that's like making people not want to talk to us, not want to be like,
Respect
not,
it.
yeah, not want to respect us or anything.
Bible notification. God,
Just got Bible
Yo,
notification.
God, trying to talk right now.
It's a 5-way conversation. Do you think that has something to do with gender roles in society? That people want to be...
In a way, it might. I guess in a way, because they're like, I'm male, like you have, well, like, female, being like, I'm a guy, you have to respect my pronouns, you have to, like, do all this stuff, and then, like, I'm not saying you always have to present really masculine, but I'm just saying that, like, you should have dysphoria. Because otherwise, you're taking resources that other people that actually need them, like, there's waiting lists. Like, you have to wait on lists for, like months sometimes to get some of this stuff. And they're just like, oh, sorry, cutting in here. I gotta take that shit. And then it takes longer for the people that actually need it to get rid of their problems.
So is the hormone replacement like the cure for dysphoria, or how does that work?
It's different for a lot of people. Some people are dysphoric about some things, but not other things. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff. Some people can be like, I'm dysphoric about my voice, or like, I'm dysphoric about my hands. You know?
I'm hearing insecure.
But that's the difference. Like, you can be insecure about something, like, oh, I'm not like happy with how my hands
My
look or
nose.
anything. But
So
the
just swap
difference is, the difference between insecure is like, I don't like how my voice sounds. Dysphoric is my voice is not deep enough, it's not masculine enough, nobody's gonna like see me the way that I see me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Very,
I feel
very
like I'm
interesting.
talking a lot and
Well,
everyone's
Well,
going,
you're the educated.
Yeah, you are the teacher here.
I guess. I don't know where to really go from there. Do you guys have
What's the next on your list?
questions?
No, that makes sense. I think that's pretty straightforward.
What are you like? What are you? Which side are you on of that? The too cute or the scum? or
I'm
whatever?
true scum.
And that is you need to be.
Dysphoria.
You need to have a
You need to
quirky
be.
mental illness. To
You need to have a quirky mental illness to get the shit to relieve the illness.
And it's not quirky because then people use the mental illness that they don't have as a.
I feel like some people are just uneducated.
As
and they
a-
don't know
as
it,
a-
The only-
so they just.
The only way I can kind of like think of comparing this is if someone's like, I need a new kidney because they only have one and need a second one. And there's another
And then
person
somebody
who's
that
like,
has
my
two and
kidney's
is
kind of
like-
not working right, so I want a new one.
Like, well,
And then they commit suicide. And then
they kill themselves.
Yeah,
afterwards.
because they have the third kidney and now they hate
The
it.
third kid, they didn't take the second one out that wasn't
I have a
functioning.
third kidney, and then they're like, I have 3 kidneys, and everybody else has 2. It's weird.
Yeah.
I breathe too functionally. Like I need someone into my life.
Someone and me.
No, that's a fair point.
I
So
keep
what's
moving
the-
other people.
So what's the next?
The next topic was sex versus gender.
What's the difference there?
So
I personally don't know.
sex is like what you were assigned as at birth. So like that's like all of your organs, like uterus, like you've got a dick, you know.
Yeah.
There's AMAB and AFAB, which is just assigned male at birth and assigned female at birth. That's all it means. It's just an acronym.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, makes it easier to just like talk. But the only difference between that is just like, you know, just like transgender people. So like, bro, my cheese ball.
I didn't want the
It was
cheese
a
ball.
piece off.
I didn't want the cheese ball sitting on my mouse pad.
Homie could have moved it this way.
I didn't want it on my desk.
It's not gonna leave Cheeto cum on the
It
desk.
did. It did.
No, it didn't.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Al. What were you?
How was that?
Looking at memes when we're talking about it. Jesus God.
The only difference between that is like that's just your physical body, you know, like that's all of your reproductive organs and stuff, and then gender is your brain, like
Your
your
brain.
identity. That's
Okay.
the difference between it. So like if you want to refer to somebody's sex, you're like that's male, female. Gender is like guy, girl. Do you know what I mean? It's not very different.
So are you saying is one way is what you're like what you've been told you are, and the other way not what told, but what you are, and the other one is what you feel?
Yeah, actually, like in a way, like just how your body is, and then versus what you think. You know?
So yeah, what you are and what you feel.
Yes.
So, where I kind of get a bit mixed up there,
Confused?
is if we didn't have gender roles, like, you know, a man is supposed to be the dominant one
Head
with
of the house.
head of the household, provider, he's supposed to pay
Right.
and do that. If, you know, people were just people and there weren't gender roles, you know, they were just people were themselves and they might slip into one role or another, would there then still be the question of transgender? Would there still be people wanting to switch? Or?
You know what? I don't know, because if there wasn't a name, well, I don't know.
Well, you think about it, there's not a category for them to slip into besides then sex.
And then
which is
people won't
I
get like
think-
offended when you're like their role. Or
Which
whatever.
I don't think it has to do with gender roles. I could give less of a shit about like
But being head of the house.
about being head of the house or like having to fill different gender roles. It has to do with your body more. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of.
Like, I don't think it has to do with the roles of somebody. If you're saying, I guess in a way, it's more you feel different than your body is. It doesn't have to do with gender roles. It has to do with just the other gender.
Just the other.
So as long
Okay.
as we had the difference, like, no, take out all the roles, like that's kind of what we're doing anyway, you know, like trying to take away stereotypes and
Yeah,
stuff.
kind of trying to work towards equality.
Yeah.
It's working out pretty well.
Yeah, like, you know, no gender roles, like, men can cry, like, men have emotions, you know? Like, well, that's a new
of us,
thing.
Some of us do.
Yeah. But,
So that's the thing. Part of it, I think, is the way you're raised, because I was never taught that you are a man, you can have emotions. I mean, I'd see my father cry.
exactly. But, like, I don't think it has to do with any roles.
It's
Okay.
just it's just what you want to be. It's not a matter of, oh, I want to do this because I want to be head of the house.
But if we didn't
You
have
wanna do it
if we
because
didn't
you
have any
wanna be.
names for it, people wouldn't know what they felt,
think-
and they
I
wouldn't.
don't.
And
think
people
that's-
who would feel like they were slipping out of the role and someone was taking it from them. I mean, they might feel some type of way about it, but they wouldn't have.
But
it,
you
like,
don't want to switch genders because someone's taking a role. You're switching roles.
I'm sure someone has.
I
I'm
don't
sure
know. That's weird.
That's kind of what Two Cutes, some of
okay.
them
That's
do.
okay.
But,
So it's not because they want to be more in the gender role of a man. It's
No.
they want the body.
They just
yeah,
want to be a man.
absolutely, like, no roles, like...
And you think that's stupid, or you think that's
No, I think that's how it is. I think if we took away all roles, there would still be transgender people. Even if we
Because-
even if we took away labels, like there's no men or women anymore. It's just people.
They
There'd
just
still be
I wanna have
females who want to be like,
they want to
I
have
want a dick.
the male genitalia.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there would be males that'd be like, I want
Exactly.
a vagina. Okay,
I want both.
that's
No.
that's
Hey, yo,
where
Doc, give me 2 cents.
for some reason I never put 2 and 2 together and understood that. I always thought if a person was trans, it was more so they wanted to slip into the gender role of man, and I was like, well, why don't we just erase gender roles and then there won't be transgender? Like that's what I thought in my head, which is really stupid now that I look at it.
No, that's a fair point. Like, I never really thought about it much until you brought it up, but I guess I didn't really have to. But
Yeah.
I never really thought about it like that. But I see how, like, you could think about it like that. Like, think about how people want to go into different roles.
Well, thank you for not like criticizing my
Kyler
cis
will look at
white
me
mind.
and then look at Noah and then stare off in the middle. I'm like trying.
I'm a little
thinking.
dumb. Don't make fun of me.
I missed what you said.
I said thank you for not making fun of my cis white mind.
You mean your cis white man?
My bad. Cis white.
why do you enunciate it like
Sis
that?
cheese.
Because there's cis and there's cis.
So what's
Oh,
the next topic? Now that we've
the,
covered that.
the intersex versus hermaphrodite thing.
Yes.
Because Nikaya, I get, like, that's, like, I'm not saying that this is, like, how it is, but Nikaya said hermaphrodite in the last one, and I know that a lot of people that are intersex, which is just the same thing, they have both pairs of, like, genitalia. Genitalia?
Which one do they pee out of?
Oh, dude.
or, like,
That's
or, like, both sex organs.
now I'm actually really
No,
curious.
I'm being serious. Which one do they pee out of? Does
What if
does-
you had a boat?
what is it split off and it goes out?
Do you happen to know that?
I know. I haven't looked into it a lot. All
Maybe-
I know is that, like, Nikaya, like, brought them into this discussion. They actually don't want to be part of our community.
Look at all.
They
Like,
hate
I've
gays.
heard a lot of people, intersex people, being like,
Fuck that.
and I don't think it's
Oh.
because they're like,
Language.
You fucking faggot.
Wow!
You're making
Oh,
it
no.
harder.
I'm not editing this.
You are definitely editing that.
No.
You cursed in the beginning. You're like, oh,
I'm editing that part.
You gotta edit that.
oh, poor
I hate
Noah.
editing.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, it's fine. It's fine.
Just put a longer beep through it.
Okay.
I forgot what I was saying. It's
Trans.
not because they hate the community, it's just that they don't
They don't
think
be
they're
mixed
part
up
of it. You know? Like, they don't need
They
to
don't
be a part of
associate
it.
themselves
Like, if
with
we
the
took,
community.
like,
If anything-
autistic people and we were like, oh, you're in the LGBT community, and
Like,
they'd be
why?
like, huh?
Why you-
Hello?
I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on.
No, but
That's me. I'm sorry.
Wait, what did you?
None.
okay, but no, that makes complete sense. What did Nikayo say in our last podcast about them? Because I can't exactly
I
remember.
don't know. I just remember him.
I don't even know where Nikayo's gone.
Yeah, bro, where'd
He's
Nikayo
kind
go?
of been teleported out of reality
Nikayo
for the time
Abbey.
being.
We replaced him. He left, and then we needed 3 people
For
to
his big
fill in
dick
his
energy.
energy. Yeah.
Wow, he's that big.
Nikayo
Wow.
got 3 people to fill up his energy.
He's that big.
It's
of
not
a
even
personality.
big dick energy. Well,
Yeah, it
apparently
is.
Nikayo has a vagina, as far as I've been told.
Nikayo's still, he can have a vagina and still have big dick energy. Nikayo's got big dick energy.
Well,
It's
you
just
gotta
energy.
have hormone
just
replacement therapy.
Okay. So we've now intersex is the same as hermaphrodite, right? But hermaphrodite's more of an offensive term.
Yes.
So when I was younger, not my parents, but someone told me that hermaphrodites weren't real.
Somebody's told me that too.
I thought it was
don't
just
know
a- I thought
why.
it was just a
Isn't
thing.
Lady Gaga one of them?
I think that's a
conspiracy
joke.
theory.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
People,
if that's
people,
actually
I think they think that she's a lizard too. So it's really.
I don't know. That one's probably true.
Like her, no.
She wore a meat dress, right?
Oh yeah, she did.
Just trying to throw them off percent.
Right? So, like,
It's not working.
It's not working.
It's not.
what's
What's the next topic? Because I know you've got.
Metrosexual.
Wait, what is
What's
it?
that?
What?
That's where you're a man and straight, but really feminine.
No.
You want to have
That's what I
sex
was told.
with a train station?
No, what?
Metrosexual?
You like to have them in
Wait,
trains?
hold on. Yeah, wait. We talked about like weird, like made up genders, but we didn't
Like
talk about like
demi-gods.
weird made up sexuality.
Okay.
No.
But-
That's
but-
not a
but-
sexuality.
But no, it's
Well,
not.
no,
No,
they're weird made up sexuality.
No, that's not metrosexual.
It's
It's,
not-
just the guy
it's-
that likes to
it's-
take care of himself.
So,
Uncle Danny's
flamboyant.
metrosexual. No.
Just because I'm not gonna call myself metro whatever, just because I put on cologne and freaking
No,
do my
it's
hair.
not. It's not that. It's okay.
Well
It's
groomed.
when you act.
No.
You're-
Okay, on to the next
No, I got-
topic.
Oh, okay.
No.
Why not?
We'll do it later.
It's the same thing.
What's the next topic?
So, why? Whoa, are you okay?
The definition online is a young, urban, heterosexual man with liberal political views and interest in
I don't
fashion.
understand.
Okay, what's
Anyway, the next thing that you brought up was why are people making up genders? Like, there's got to be a reason.
yes, like how
Probably
my
because they don't feel
thing is how does someone feel
they
like
were born from a different planet.
how does someone feel like something if it's made up and they
I
don't
think. Well, listen, but that's kind of like how like man and woman happened.
I was gonna say
What?
But also,
There wasn't just like man, woman. It was.
there were
It was bestowed upon them. It was like a thing they were given.
I
It was
think.
already set in stone.
I think when more gender identities come into play, it becomes like more to do with the roles. Because like being transgender
Okay.
is like I want a different body, but being like gender fluid or like
gender flux
yeah,
flux capacitor. I'm sorry.
gender flux capacitor.
Gender flex.
So all those people saying they want to be a toaster want to eat bread and spit it back out.
I think
That's all.
So-
It's like the same- that's-
See, and
it's
that
actually
goes
hot. It's
back
actually
to my
literally hot.
point of if people I don't necessarily think they need gender for that, just kind of a
yeah, I think when it gets to the weird stuff like the plant stuff, I think that's trying to be quirky.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You
that's
know,
trying
or-
to just
or-
want to be in a community that you want to be in. What were you saying? Oh no.
No.
Gonna mix one mad.
But
that's why I think if we kind of erase gender roles and people were just are who they are,
mhm.
then there wouldn't be really a need for Z identifying as Z and having your pronouns as such because it doesn't it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
think
but like, how do you grammatically fit that back in? Because then it's like,
it's very
that
weird.
part.
Every time I see a sentence like that, I'm like, I don't know how to say that. Like I see XIR and I'm like, Zier. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. But I
It's-
don't think.
see if they just didn't do that. No
See, if
problem.
people were just themselves and like they wouldn't have to have those things, I think.
I think
personally.
the genders that like go in the middle shouldn't be taken as seriously as like girl and guy.
Definitely.
But I think people can take them to themselves to make themselves feel better, but like they shouldn't be using like different pronouns and stuff. You know what I mean?
And mental illness.
Yeah, mental illness. I feel like you could be like, I'm a tomboy, and then feel more comfortable with yourself. Like I feel like that's what they're doing,
It's
but
not-
they
yeah.
don't need new. What are they called?
Pronouns?
They're called. Some people use noun self pronouns.
Wait.
So they're like
You use nouns twice in the same phrase?
noun
Wait, like,
self pronouns, but
I
it,
don't-
like in a way it's really weird because they're like the one that I always see is like I'm bunny gender or something, and
Oh,
and then
God.
their pronouns are bun self, and I'm like, so
Stop it.
basically in a sentence you would be like, can you get bun a microphone or something?
could you get bun a bun, please, for the hot dog?
Bun for the hot dog.
Bunnies are vegetarian.
And that's where the plants came from. I'm a plant gender.
Wait.
Yeah, I think it's just
There's a lot
to
to unpack there that doesn't
It's-
make literally any sense. So,
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack, so we're just gonna leave the whole
Okay.
suitcase. over
Yeah,
there.
let's just kick it back into the basement and not think about it again.
Kick it back into the closet.
Kick it back out.
yeah,
Down the
buddy.
stairs, into the
Stairs.
fireplace.
Oh.
What do you say? Let's kill all the idiots. Let's kill everyone who disagrees with us.
Okay, alright, what's the next topic?
The next topic was pedophiles.
Kill 'em.
Also into the fireplace.
Yeah, I was gonna say, kill him.
Just-
I was waiting for that one. If you like to touch little kids, kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah,
No, seriously.
pedophiles have absolutely no place.
You
in
were
any
ruining that
community
child's life and
at
then
all.
making them like you in the end, which, kill
what?
yourself.
They very absolutely are trying to get in there.
In the-
Yeah.
A lot of people in the community are like, do not get in here. Some people, mostly true scum people, notice the correlation. They've somehow like kind of snuck their way in.
It was
as-
really weird.
It's really weird. They somehow got in and labeled themselves as maps and
What's-
no maps. Maps.
What do you? Okay.
Goodbye.
All right, Shane's stepping out for a second.
Hello.
So, maps essentially, he was gonna scream anyway.
Yeah.
Means minor attracted person,
Ah.
and no maps means non-offending minor attracted
Now,
person.
what does that mean? I don't get
That
the second.
entails pedophile. Non-offending, in a sense, is like trying to be like, I don't act on any of my stuff, but I think 5-year-olds are cute, you know? Like, it's really weird, and somehow they got in, and people are like, a lot of people I know, a lot of people I see online are like, get out. Do not
Yeah.
get in here.
Go
No,
die.
definitely. I
Exactly.
agree. There's
us.
no support for me for maps
Exactly.
or no maps. Go
And
die.
It's just
Yeah,
like, no,
go
no,
bust.
no, no, no.
You
Go
don't
bust.
have to go
Bust.
die. I'm glad that you're not acting on your sexual desires. Good for you for not fucking a kid.
Yeah.
But like, come on, don't corrupt that community.
Mm-hmm.
There's
There's a lot of people, like, not a lot, but a lot of people that shouldn't even be in the community, like the true scum people, or no, sorry, the too cutes.
yeah.
Um,
That's what I was gonna say. There's a lot of I don't want to say corruption, but that's kind of what it is.
yeah, it
There's a
really
lot of
is.
toxicity in that
A
community.
lot of toxicity in that community.
Yeah, like, a lot of the too cutes are like, maps can be here, like, respect them, and we're like, no.
Oh, it's all the two cutes too. It's only the two
I've
cutes.
only seen too cutes. Like, every time I see something about maps, like, I'll click on their profile. Shane missed this. But I'll click on their profile and it'll be like, true scum don't interact, which is like a lot. Do you know what I mean? That's like something very common they put. And they're like, true scum don't
Because they're
interact.
the people with the common sense, and they don't want them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
gross.
common sense isn't allowed in mental illness. What are
Mm-hmm.
you talking about?
What I miss?
Maps and no maps. Ouch.
Maps and no maps. Do you want to guess what that stands for?
Who made Google?
Make Google.
Mark
Steve
Zuckerberg.
Jobs. Steve Jobs.
Steve Zuckerbuck. Actually, it's his pronoun.
His pronoun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Zuckerberg goes by map pronoun. Map means minor attracted person.
Huh?
Minor attracted
a
person.
pedophile.
Like they're ugly. Oh,
No.
kill them. Okay.
Minor attracted. No, I see what you got.
Now there's also get this. There's no maps.
Wait. Is that them and like their whole thing now? Like the pedophiles? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, like they
There's
sneak
maps
in
and
as
minor
maps and no maps, which
Yeah.
means
They did a little.
non-offending.
They did a little 007.
I think-
Non-offending.
I think unlike
Minor
gays,
attracted
if you're a
person.
pedophile, stay in the closet because if someone finds you, you're gonna there's gonna
Yeah.
be
Now,
no good
now
interaction.
the no maps are slightly better than maps, but they're still not great. Because the no maps are they think they're cute, they just don't act on it, which is a lot
Which
better
is-
than.
There's nothing
It's
wrong with thinking a kid.
Absolutely horrible.
There's different types of cutes. There's attractive cute and like
no
adorable cute.
attractive because it is minor attractive.
So like they'll go to
Oh.
a store, look at something and go, oh, then go, dang, I want to bang that.
Fat ass.
And then they'll,
But
then
they're
they'll
not
go.
gonna bang the person.
Yeah, that's the no.
So that they know it's wrong, or
They-
just
they just don't
they
do
know
it.
Yeah.
I guess.
that's a lot better. But I don't think you should throw yourself in
It's
an
still not.
LGBT.
It's still not like a good
Yeah,
thing.
no.
I
It's
think
like a
you have
horrible
a
thing,
mental
but-
deficiency and should be checked out.
Fix.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then if the doctor thinks you're, and if the doctor thinks you're no bueno, you go to death row.
Death row.
We should hang
So?
people for their crimes.
Bro,
And,
why-
Yeah.
and in a
Hold
lot of
on, wait,
states.
that's a
Wait
whole
a
different
second.
topic.
Mikhail came back. Mikhail asked me the other day in youth group, why did we stop lynching people?
Why we stop the death sentence though? Like actually.
No, we still kill people.
No, it's only legal in like 5 states.
No, not lethal injection is legal in most states. It's more so.
It's
just
like
They
That's
legal-
my
don't
shooting
do
squad.
public execution.
Why
Yeah.
not? I think we should.
Okay.
I
I don't
think
know
I
about
think
that.
being public makes it a lot more
Your
complicated.
Next.
consequences
That's a whole
have
different. Hold on,
topic.
that's a whole different topic.
your
Next
actions have
topic.
consequences.
Next topic.
Furries.
Also,
Kill him. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
also
Look,
kick him
I
into
don't
the furnace.
have all the knowledge there, but I would never ever want all the knowledge there.
So can I give you some knowledge that you guys like?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. What are you gonna tell us, Al?
Recently.
You have a tail.
Whoa, whoa.
Come on.
Oh
a
man.
lot of people I've talked to. So what do you guys like think of furries as?
People who want to be animals.
I mean,
the people in fursuits that are like.
Well, like,
Woo-woo.
how do you think they like? Why do you think they're furries? Is like
I couldn't
maybe
tell
maybe
you.
a dog sexually molested them when they were younger.
No, it's because they feel like they're an animal, I guess. Or they wanna be an
I
animal.
honestly couldn't tell you why they want to be an animal,
Mhm.
but I know they're the people that dress up in fursuits and find it
No one
sexually
passed the furry
attractive.
So-
test.
no one passed the furry
No one
test.
always on furry.
Or I think it's the people that dress up in the furry suits and
Well, yeah.
and they find it sexually attractive
See, I
to
think-
be in those furry suits.
I think
See,
dogs are
that's-
cute, but I don't want to have sex with them.
That's where I'm gonna talk about stuff.
Okay.
Apparently, a lot of people that I've talked to aren't furries because they like want to have sex with animals. Like they aren't even interested in like any of the sexual aspects of it. They're like it's like cosplay. That's what they're saying. They
It's
like
so weird.
they like making something different for themselves and then being able to go out and be someone different
So then go be
and
gay
just like
Captain
go
America.
have fun.
Wait, as a
I-
wolf-
yeah, I know.
So why do you
but-
support cosplaying, not furries at that point? Because it's the same thing technically.
Wait, why do you Hoa?
I'm talking to
I,
Shane.
I think it's because there's a difference between cosplaying and then like I want to bang said cosplay.
They don't want to bang them though. They just dress up as them.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
No, yeah, see, they're not interested in any of the sexual aspects.
That-
they just
that-
want to be like, I just kind of want to be like.
Okay, well then don't label yourself as a furry. Like, because a furry is where you
But
where
then
you
what
like
do you label
sex.
yourself as?
A
I don't-
cosplayer.
I don't think. Yeah. I mean, I guess, but they're making like.
They want to they
Personas
want to be
themselves.
different. Stop it because you like you know what. People were like, let's be furries. And then they were like, well, wait, I like to dress up, but I don't like to, like, sex in it. And then they're like, well, we do. And then they were like, well, let's all be furries. And then everyone's like, kill all of them, because that's really, really weird. And then you wonder why everyone's, like, discriminatory against you. It's because it's freaking weird.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I guess it kind of just gets mushed into the.
Yeah.
I want to have sex with dogs. thing.
Yeah.
No, that's not-
that's bestiality, and that's its own term.
Yeah, that's its own thing. I mean the furries, as in people. They dress up, both of them in fursuits, and then they.
fursuits.
Yes, like you see the art online. I'm sure
Yeah,
of
no,
like
I know
a
exactly
dog,
what
like
you're
a
talking
like a
about.
wolf, and another wolf having sex.
Yeah, I know
And they're
exactly what
like
you're talking
people.
about.
They're humanoid wolves.
Yeah,
It bothers me so much.
it bothers me a lot too.
I'm trying to look at porn. I come
Trying to have
across
good
these things.
session.
Wait. How do you go from regular porn to furry porn?
Because like I'm just looking at regular porn, and there's a photo of it. it mixed in with all night. It bothers
Somebody
No,
bamboozled
yeah.
us.
me. Exactly.
That's where it gets too far.
It bothers me. It
Yeah, don't
I
put it on
kills
porn
my
I think
bones.
if
sites.
somebody wants to wear a fursuit, I mean, fuck it, I guess. Don't fuck it.
yeah. Also,
But-
don't
Fuck
call
babies. Don't fuck babies.
don't call yourself a furry. Don't call yourself a furry.
Fair point.
You're a cosplayer for God's sakes, and if you want to just alter it a little bit,
On it.
call yourself not a furry.
Raise your
Not a furry.
cosplaying standards.
What?
Raise your cosplaying
Raise your
standards.
cosplaying standards.
Yeah, sorry that
Be
I
something-
need to check my privilege.
Check your privilege.
He's
So
You
what's
better
the
check
next?
my room tomorrow next. I'm gonna
What?
be hanging from the ceiling fan.
Oh,
Oh.
what's the next topic?
What is that noise?
The LGBT class.
Huh?
That you
Oh,
were
yeah.
talking about.
So Nakayo and I found out that in New Jersey,
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't do it.
In New Jersey, there is an LGBT history class that is, I don't think it's mandatory, but I don't
I
remember.
hope it's not me.
It's a history class. It's important LGBT people throughout history, and
Like
I was-
it's like the Rosa Parks of the LGBT community.
it's like say no to
Basically.
getting off the dick.
Okay.
But I was curious as to why they needed one, like an LGBT history
I
class.
think because it's better to educate than it is to have
Also-
them self-educate. Because
Also, it's like how much LGBT history is there to teach? I'm sure there's a good amount, but like what?
That's,
sure it was
that's what
like-
I was gonna say. I was gonna say it didn't seem logical to make it its own class unless it was a college course, because they have a bunch of different like history classes in college. Like they've got African American, like East Asian, and like all this stuff. Like those are races, and like but then they also have like women's history and stuff like that.
that's what I don't get.
What I think would make sense is if they just took a little bit of it that had to do with a lot of our history and put it into our history classes that already exist. Because, like,
Well, that-
already in, like, our American history classes and everything, we're learning about, like, civil rights movement and, all of these movements, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we go through African Americans trying not to be oppressed, women trying not to be oppressed.
Wayman.
I think we could just put, like, gay people in there for, like,
What I'm hearing is we should oppress men next and
oppress them
100
next,
years.
and then have them replace all of it again. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. But,
No, I mean that's just gonna. I mean, there's no way to avoid controversy nowadays because someone's gonna disagree with you somewhere in the world,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not. And
I
you're gonna hear some sort of backlash, like, well, I don't want my kid learning about gay history.
Gays, yeah, because
Yeah.
you're like Christian or something.
It's no, see that's not. I hate that because people are like Christians hate gays, and it's not. I mean
And
a
it's
lot
true.
of people
A
that
lot
are
of
Christians.
Christians. I'm
no,
just
as a Christian,
throwing
I
this.
hate gays. Like it's no, I'm kidding. But
It's just a
That's-
stereotype.
no, I know, I'm kidding.
not
But
Like-
stereotypes are real because they're literally a real thing. Like it's not
like
like
based off truth. It's not like somebody went, Christians like bananas. and
They
then,
were
like,
like-
that's a stereotype.
They could be a bit
Got 'em.
exaggerated at times, but they're
I think-
Well,
based
yeah,
off of
it's
true
like,
facts.
No,
Not
yeah.
all Christians, but also most homophobic people tend to be Christians. Not all Christians are homophobic. Most homophobic people tend to be Christians. Do you see what I'm saying?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I feel like people don't understand that.
Or
Yeah.
Muslim, just religious people
Well,
in
yeah,
general.
you know
Well,
what I mean. I was just
yeah.
using
No.
that as an example. You okay? What happened?
I was gonna say something, but I have to edit it out. So.
I think is that all?
That's all I have.
That's
on my
all.
list.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in to our alternative timeline episode of the Undercast. Nakayo's not in this week, if you didn't notice. He's been teleported somewhere, and I'm sure we're going to get more on that next week.
You should
What's
have
that?
him record a separate thing and have him come in and be like, "What do you think happened to me, guys? I was in the popcorn machine or something like
He's in the popcorn machine.
that."
Hey guys, it goes
Okay.
Like you guys remember that episode of Drake and Josh where like he was like, "I'm gonna do some magic," and then the girl was in the popcorn machine.
No.
What?
Anyway, everybody, we love you here at the Undercast. Make sure to check the
Even if you're
Facebook-
gay.
Even if you're gay. I don't know about that one. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, have a good night, and we love you. Yeah, here are some bloopers. You know, Nakayo, I love being a part of the Christian... Whoa. What the hell? Who the hell are you guys?
Stop right
Where's
there.